Three women take the stage. They're dressed in niqabs, draped head to toe in voluminous black fabric, their faces covered. Motioning with their hands, the women egg on the crowd. Boos and jeers fill the air. The woman in the center leans into the microphone and chants, "Take it off," and the crowd joins in. One by one, the women tear off head and face coverings and fling them to the ground. White faces emerge, hair is tossed, the crowd goes wild. The spectacle continues. Off come the abayas, the women stand triumphant in bodycon mini dresses as Union Jacks wave overhead and cheers swell around them. "We have come from France to support you," one woman announces. A small gold cross hangs visibly around her neck. The group is from the Nemesis Collective, a French feminist identitarian movement that mobilizes around the racist trope that Muslim immigrants pose a sexual threat to white women. This is a scene from the Unite the Kingdom rally, organized by far-right activist Tommy Robinson in London this past weekend, held simultaneously with the pro-Palestine Nakba Day march. The Unite the Kingdom rally was saturated with symbols, each communicating a different strand of the movement's street politics. Mega hats, "Make England Great Again," signaled support for British-style protectionism and a Britain-first political vision, while wooden crucifixes and Knights Templar imagery evoked the defense of Christian heartlands against a perceived Muslim invasion. St. George's flags and Union Jacks affirmed restrictive and exclusionary notions of British national belonging. Meanwhile, Israeli flags and Jews for Tommy shirts pointed towards a supposed Judeo-Christian alliance, positioning support for Israel as evidence that the movement's hostility is directed not at race but at Islam. Within this symbolic landscape, the niqab spectacle was not merely an act of Islamophobia. It condensed the far right's political imagination into a single theatrical performance: the conquest of the Christian nation over Islam, the conquest of women by men, and the imagined reconquest of a sacred homeland. It is worth noting that the three women at the Unite the Kingdom rally could have been dressed differently, in floral hijabs, colored maxi skirts, or structured jackets, as many Muslim women are seen to wear. Instead, they were enveloped in black fabric. In public discourse, the niqab is frequently associated with extremism, terrorism, religious fundamentalism, and the subjugation of women. The choice of black niqabs is therefore not incidental. Their darkness enfolds and dominates the woman's whiteness. And because whiteness has been made synonymous with the supposed markers of civilization, beauty, culture, progress, freedom, the image suggests a civilization under siege by a militant, puritanical vision of Islam. In this display, civilizational and feminine conquest are enacted simultaneously. The women remove their hijabs and fling them aside, staging a symbolic triumph of civilization over Sharia law. Yet beneath the spectacle lies a second conquest, one likely to escape the discerning observer: the conquest of women by men. Removing the niqab, the women reject a vision of flourishing that defines a woman's value not by the desirability of her body, but by her intellectual and moral worth. In so doing, they reinstate the prevailing gender order, one in which women's worth is tied to the visibility and availability of their bodies to the male gaze. The spectacle therefore performs a double victory: the triumph of the West over Islam and the reassertion of male authority over women's bodies. What unfolded on that stage was not simply Islamophobic provocation. It was a carefully choreographed political ritual. The unveiling spectacle condensed some of the central fantasies of the contemporary far right: the endangered white nation, the civilizational threat of Islam, the necessity of masculine protection, and the subordination of women in the name of their liberation. The scene worked because it transformed ideology into theater. It allowed the crowd not merely to hear the movement's politics, but to watch them enacted before their eyes.